And again, part to whole flaws as well as whole to part flaws. We've talked about part to whole flaws quite a bit here, where we're saying what's true of an individual portion is true of the entirety as a whole as well. And then you can break it down the other way and say that the entirety, that every single portion is that what's true of the whole is true of each individual part. So if we say, for example, that cake is sweet, that means that every single ingredient in cake must also be sweet, which may not be true. After all, you might add a little bit of salt, a pinch of salt to the cake, which doesn't make the cake salty, but the cake does have that individual salty component. Or you're adding eggs to the cake. Eggs, as far as I know, are neither salty nor sweet. They're something else altogether. But the cake as a whole being sweet doesn't reflect the individual portions. So an example of that part to whole flaw, we have the particular example of Saul Goodman, one particular dishonest lawyer. And they're saying from him that therefore, on his example, that all lawyers must be thieves. But that one particular attorney may not be reflective of attorneys as a whole. And then whole to part flaw, just because one particular building is enormous doesn't mean that every single individual room in that building is also enormous. A big building can contain a small room. Like the closet might not be big, the toilet stalls might not be big, the offices may not be big, but the student center as a whole may be a very large building relative to the campus or relative to other student centers. And none of that matters anyway because everything's online now. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.